Okay, hi guys. So this is my first cubing tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So this is the most commonly used puzzle, I guess. It is used in competitions. um so you could get like a cheapest one at shops or whatever. This one cost about $30. It is a advanced speed cube, as you can see, corner cut. It is lighter and it is faster than the standard Rubik's Cube, which I also have. This is actually my first cube I owned, and I still have it. So let's get ahead and start a new tutorial. So the way you learn algorithms in the cube, which I'll talk about later, is with notation. So you have cube notation. So this is your orientation like anyway, okay? So if you hold the cube like this or like this move will be R. So you see it is on the right side, and this is clockwise. So it's a clockwise turn with on the right face. Easy, right? This side will be the opposite. So this is a R. This will be a L. So a L is in the clockwise direction, but in your left. Okay. This is a U move because it's the up face in a clockwise direction. This would be a D. It is a down face movement in the clockwise direction. Sorry. This is a F move. It is the front face clockwise, and this is a B move, which you don't really use that often. There are more, for example, the M slice, and then S and E, but we don't really use that often except for M. But I'll get to that when we need to. So there are three different kinds of pieces on the cube. You have a corner piece, which consists of three, like faces or stickers or whatever, edges, which consist of two, and centers, which are just one piece. So the corners, there are 8 of them, 4 on the top layer and 4 on the bottom. Edges, 4 in the top layer, 4 in the middle layer, and 4 on the bottom layer. And centers, there are only 6 of them, each with a different color, all around the cube. Okay, so let's just scramble the cube and we'll get ahead to the solving method. Note that this is going to be a beginner's method, so you won't be able to get around 20-second solve or something like that. You could get about 40 seconds. I think I get about 40 seconds with the method, but that is if you practice for a few months. Okay, so the first step is going to be getting all the white edges on the top. So remember, edges are these with 2 pieces. They are basically, if an edge won't be here or on the corner of a cube, it will be, well, a edge on these sides of the cube. So this piece is in the right spot, but it's orientated incorrectly. The white piece must be up there. So an easy way to put that up in the top layer is by doing an F move and then an R move, which puts it in the top layer. Okay, here we have another one, which I'm easily gonna put in with just an R move. And let's see, what do we have now? We can put this piece in the top layer by doing an F prime. Note that prime moves are symbolized with like a comma above the after the letter, so they are just basically anti-clockwise moves. So this will be an R, so this will be an R prime, which is just backwards basically. So this will be an L prime, D prime, F prime, U prime, B prime, and so forth. So let's go on. This piece can be put in with an F prime R, and then just remember to put this piece back up there with an F. Okay, there's one more piece around the cube. Here we go. Here's the orange and white piece. So what we need to do is, we can't just put it up there like that. Okay, see, it's on, but now we took out this piece here, which we don't want. So I'm going to move it out of the way and then put up the piece. See, and that is the first half of the first step. So now we have created basically like a little flower. Now we turn the cube so the little flower is in your left hand. Now we see that this is the blue side of the white and blue edge. So now we're going to take both these the R and the middle layer, and we're going to turn them until we match up this blue with that blue. As soon as we get that, we just have to turn this face twice over here, and we move the cube on. Now we're with the orange and white piece, we turn until we get to it, and I matched it up, and then you turn this face twice. Next one, this is green and white, so we turn until we find the green center, and we have it, and we turn that twice. As we see, we are solving the cross on the bottom layer now, and here we have the red and the white, which we turn, and there we go, we match it up. And as you can see now, we have a cross on the bottom layer with the centers and the edges correctly: blue, blue, yellow, orange, orange, green, green, and red, red. If you do not have this, please try and repeat this step. So that was the first step, getting across. The next step is going to be getting all the corners in the spots over here. So this corner would be white, red, and green, so that it matches in correctly with the other centers and pieces. And the step after that, we're going to put in all the edges like this. So this one will be orange and blue, blue and red and green. The last step is going to be to orientate the last layer, meaning putting all the yellow pieces on top. And the last step is going to be to permute the pieces so that the cube is solved. So let's get on to the next step. So we're going to learn the first algorithm now, which is, I'm just going to call it right here because that was the term I used for it in the start. So first of all, we look for a corner on the yellow face. So this is the yellow one because it has a yellow center on. We don't determine the face by any other means. You only use the center to guide you. So this is the green face, the orange face, white face, and the yellow face, and so forth. So we're gonna find a corner, so we can freely turn this layer up here without messing up the cross on the bottom or these pieces over here. So I'm going to look for a corner with a white and any other two colors. So I found this one. It's staring us right in the face. It has white, green, and red, so we can use it. So now I'm going to find the green and red centers. So here's the green and there's red. Now we're going to move it in between the two centers, and there's white. So now this piece basically has to go into that spot like that. But we can't just do that because then we're going to mess up our cross. So the algorithm I'm going to teach you is called right alg. It is just 4 moves long, so it's really easy to remember. And this is how it goes. So you do an R, so a clockwise movement with the R face, a U, which is a clockwise movement with the U face, and R prime, which is an anti-clockwise movement on the right face, and U prime, an anti-clockwise movement on the left face, on the up face, sorry. Now that has put our corner in. Now this algorithm has to repeat it sometimes up to 5 times. As you get better at this, you would be able to notice when you can do this algorithm backwards, so you only have to do it a maximum of 3 times instead of 5. But that is for another video. Okay, now we're finding the next corner in the top layer, which has white in. So here is right here, and the other two colors is blue and red. So I'm just going to find the blue and red centers. White, blue and red, I found them. Now move the piece in between them with a U prime to move it from there. Now we're going to repeat that same algorithm, so it goes R, U, R prime, U prime, and we only have to do that once. Always remember to check, it is not always only one time that you have to do the algorithm, so just make sure you check when you have to use it and when it's not necessary. Okay, now we're finding the next one, and it is also right here, white, orange, and green. So doesn't go here, this is blue and orange, goes, yeah, it goes here. So we have green and orange over here. So I'm gonna align it so it's in between these. This might confuse some people. I've seen it before, that you see that this is green and orange, but this is orange and green. This is like the opposite. That doesn't matter as long as it's in between the two colors and also white, of course. Now we're going to do that same algorithm again. We are going to do R, U, R prime, U prime, and as we see, the piece did not go in correctly, so that must still be twisted like that. Obviously we can't just twist the piece, that is cheating basically. So we're going to do the algorithm again with the same orientation. Always hold it on your right side, the way you're performing the algorithm. So then we do R, U, R prime, U prime, and it's still not in. R, U, R prime, U prime, and it is in its place now. Now we only have one left, and then we're done with the bottom layer as well as the middle pieces of the second layer. Okay, so I found the piece. Was right here at the back with white, orange and blue, and here is white, orange and blue. So we're just gonna do a U2, which any move, so U meaning clockwise, U prime would be anti-clockwise, and then a U with a 2 after is U2, which is just moving that face twice. You will get used to the notation, which is also used for scrambling. So yeah, let's just go on with the algorithm. So this one has to go in there, so it's on the right side. You're holding the slot on the right side, and we're performing the algorithm with the piece directly above its slot. R, U, R prime, U prime, not in. R, U, R prime, U prime, still not in. R, U, R prime, U prime, and it's in. Now we have completed the bottom layer. As you can see, not just the white face, but also the layer, which meaning that these pieces are correct. Okay, next step is going to be putting in the edges. Okay, so let's start with any edge on the top layer that does not have yellow in. Okay, so now we're looking for edges, so it's these pieces. So we can't use this one because it has yellow in, neither can we use this one as yellow in, but we can use this piece. So say now it was misaligned like this, so we find the piece. Okay, we're going to use it. First step is to align this piece with this color with the matching center. So it doesn't match up there, neither does it there, nor there, and it matches up over here. Right, now we see the top color is green. This side's not green, this side is green. So we see that if this piece was to move over there, it would be correct. But we can't just move it like that, so we're going to perform another algorithm, which then will put that piece in there without messing up any useful pieces on the cube. Okay, so now we're going to learn a new algorithm, also 4 moves long. This one I call lefty alg, which is basically the same as righty alg, but just on the left face. So righty alg goes R, U, R prime, U prime. Now lefty alg goes L prime, U prime, L, U, right? Let me just show you on this cube. So this is righty alg, R, U, R prime, U prime, and if you do perform that algorithm, R, U, R prime, U prime, 6 times, the cube will be solved. Now lefty alg goes L prime, U prime, L, U, L prime, U prime, L, U, L prime, U prime, L, U, and if you perform that algorithm 6 times, the cube will also return to its state it was in before. So first step, this is like a little rhyme basically that you have to learn, is you get it, you put it in the front face, the piece you're working with, you decide which way it goes. So in this case it moves left, so the first thing we do is move this piece away from left, so that means right. Okay, now we do lefty alg, L prime, U prime, L, U. Now we turn the cube left. Now we do righty alg, R, U, R prime, U prime, and then the piece is correctly solved. Now we're looking for the next piece, which is right here, green and red. It doesn't have yellow on, so we can use it. Now first step is to match up this, so it's red, doesn't go there, doesn't go there, and goes there. So we move it, and now it's matching up, as you can see. Now we have to decide if this piece goes to the left or to the right, and it actually goes to the right over here, but we can't just move it there. So now the same as before, except this time it's the opposite. Basically we decide which way it goes, and it goes right. So this time we move it away from right, we do righty alg, we turn the cube right, and we do lefty alg. Okay, and as you can see, that piece is now also correctly solved. On to the next lot. Now first we look for a piece in the top layer, and here is one which doesn't have yellow on. So first of all we match this up, and goes there. See, it's matched now. We decide if it goes right or left, and it actually goes to the right, so we move it away from right, do righty alg, turn the cube right, do lefty alg. Now we have one more slot left, so we can't use this piece. It has yellow in, neither can we use this one. It also has yellow in, not that one, this one. Okay, and it is actually the last piece of the second layer. Now we first have to match it up. So it has blue in the front, so we have to match up the blue with the blue, like that. There we go. Now we have to decide if it's going left or if it's going right, and it's going right. So again, we move it away from right, do righty alg, turn it right, and do lefty alg. And now we have completed the bottom two layers. So I'm just going to do another example of what to do in the second layer. So let me just okay, here we go. So this piece must go, first of all we actually match it up. So blue's in the front, so we just match it up, blue, you see, and doesn't have yellow on, so we can use it, and it has orange on. So we decide if we're going left or right, and it is actually going to the left. So now we do is we move it away from left, do lefty alg, al prime, u prime, al u, turn the cube left, do righty alg, and then the cube is done. And let's just do this one as well. So here we go, this piece goes to the right, so we move it away from right, do righty alg, or u, r prime, u prime, turn the cube right, do lefty alg, r prime, u prime, al u. There we go. Okay, onto this one. So as you can see, we have done the cross, then we put in the corners and the edges. Now we're done with the first two layers. Okay, as you can see, this is a layer, this is a layer. Now probably the hardest maybe to learn in algorithms, but not really to understand, is the top layer, the last layer. It's called usually, this method is called albeal though, layer by layer. It is my own variation though. I do change some of the stuff, but most of it stays basically the same. So there are other videos out there similar to this one if you want to check it out. Yeah, so let's go on. So now we have OLL, which is, well, basically orientating the top layer. Okay, so there are three different cases which you can encounter on a cube like this, and I'm actually going to show them to you now. Okay, so here they are, the three cases. So the first case is the dot case, which has only a dot. It can have corners orientated. All the corners can be orientated only yeah, or two corners or one corner, but no of the other edges may be orientated, meaning the yellow on top. This is, as you can see, why it's called the dot case. It has a dot, and the algorithm to solve it, because the first step is to make a yellow cross now, is going to be to do this algorithm. Now you already know it, I just changed it a bit so that it does what we need it to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to do F. Okay, so you hold the cube like this, but you just change the front layer, move the front layer clockwise. We're going to do righty alg, or u, r prime, u prime, and we undo that F move with an F prime. Okay, here we go. Now what we do is we take a big F, so a little lowercase f actually, because all the moves R and U and all that is capital letters. So this is a lowercase f, so it's both layers. Now we do right diag again and undo that F. So the algorithm, just again to show you, if you have a dot, doesn't matter, it can be this way, anyway. It's a dot, is F, right diag, F prime, and then a little lowercase f, right diag, lowercase f prime, and then we have a yellow cross. Okay, the next case is the hook case, because it looks like a little hook. Maybe it can look as an owl as well, but it doesn't matter. So to solve this one is basically just half of what we did in the dot case. So it is doing f, a little lowercase f, doing right diag, and lowercase f prime. So that one's easiest. The dot case is actually the hardest. And then we have a yellow cross, as you can see. So just again, the algorithm is lowercase f, right diag, lowercase f prime. And the last one is the line case, which is a line. Just note that when we do the hook case, they must be held here in the front and the right, not like that, then you will get just something else which won't really help you. So just note it has to be here in the front right corner basically, and then you do F, right diag, F prime. Also note that there can be corners orientated, that won't change it, it's just the amount of edges and where they are. Okay, and the last case is the line case. So it must be held horizontally if you put it the cube like this, not like this, because that will just change it. So this is also just another half of the dot case. So it's just hold it like this with the line like this. Could be this way around as well, but it doesn't really matter. And you do F, so normal F, right diag, or U, R prime, U prime, and then an F prime. Now you have across, hopefully on. Let me just quickly, I'll go through all of them again really fast. So we have the dot case, we do F, right diag, F prime, little f, lowercase f, right diag, lowercase f prime. For the hook case, we do F, right diag, lowercase f, right diag, lowercase f prime. And for the line case, we do we hold the line like this, and we do F, right diag, and F prime. Now we have a hook on the yellow cross done. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the cube upside down. So with the yellow with the white on top. Now what we're doing is we're going to orientate these corners so that they look like basically like these two, but all of them. So for example, in this case, if we hold the cube like this, you must always check that the bottom right corner is not oriented. If it is oriented like this, just turn it so that you work on a misorientated corner. So on this one, all of the corners are misorientated, so we can just hold it like this. And now we're going to do right diag either two times or 4 times, so that this corner can be orientated correctly. So just go on with that. 1, right diag, 2, nope, 3, 4. Okay, now without changing the orientation of the cube, just hold it exactly like it was when you started the algorithm. We do 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it like this. Move the bottom layer once until you get another misorientated corner, and keep on doing right diag again. Okay, it's in. Move it again. This one is misorientated. Right diag. There you go. And the last one is also misorientated. And then if you did that correctly, then the top layer should be solved again, and you should have a yellow layer. So I'm just going to do that on these cubes as well. So we hold it like this, but that is incorrect because this one is already orientated. So we just do a D prime move or a D move. Doesn't really matter as long as it's the most orientated corner here. And we're going to do right diag, 1, 2, no, 3, 4. Okay, it's orientated. Next one, 1, 2, and it's in. Last one, bottom right corner, it is misorientated. 1, 2, it's in. D prime. 1, 2, no, 3, 4, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and it is in. And all the bottom layers are still solved. So now let's get on to the last layer. So that was the third basically major step, is orientating the last layer. Now we're going to permute the last layer, meaning, like, as you can see, the yellow face is solved but not the yellow layer. So let's just actually get the yeah, so we have a bunch of pieces that need to move around. This is kind of a hard case anyway, but let's start. So the first thing you need to look is for headlights. So that means basically two pieces, mostly, okay, it's two corners that are the same color on one face. So this is blue and blue, and then a different color in the middle. So not blue, blue and blue. It could be blue, blue and red, blue, blue and orange, blue, blue and green. It could be the same as well, red, both these, and then a different color in there. Not red though. So then what you have to do is find some pair of headlights. This is not, because these two are not matching. These two are not. These two are not. On this cube we have we have blue and green, and on this cube we have headlights on each face and then one solved one. This is a different case. Okay, so we have headlights on this one. So what we're gonna do, if you have headlights, you place it in the left side. We're going to perform this kind of long algorithm, but it's not that bad. Okay, so hold it on your left. We're going to do this algorithm: R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, and again an R, so an R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. Now when you have done that, you should have headlights on each side, and then you might have one side solved or none. Now let's get on to this one. So I do have headlights on this one. I am just going to remove those headlights so I can show you the other example. Yeah, like this one. So this one doesn't have any headlights. It does look really solved. It's just these few pieces that aren't working really well. So in this case, what you should do is choose a solved face, right, and put that face on the left. If you don't have a solved face, then, for example, if this one wasn't solved, you just put any other face there. So it's headlights. If you don't have any headlights, you put a solved face on the left side. If you don't have any solved face, then you just put any other face on that side. So we have a solved one, so we're going to put it on this side. If it could be like this as well, doesn't have to be red. And we're going to do that same algorithm: R, U, R prime, U prime, so it's basically right alg. Then R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. And then we just align it so the corners are aligned, and we have, again, almost the same as this one. Yeah, it's exactly the same actually. So you either have one of those two cases where you do have headlights or you don't, or you skip that step and you get to this last piece of the last step, which is, you have four different cases actually. So I'm just going to show you all four of those cases. So either you could have a solved cube, which is really rare though, but you could, and then you have you have this case, which you have then four, as you see, these headlights, red and orange are opposite colors, blue and green, and so forth. We have four edges on the wrong spots, right? So you have to move that piece with that one, swap it, and these two. So you can imagine a line there, these with arrows. These two must be swapped, and these two. So for this one, there is a separate algorithm. If you don't want to use this one, you could use the other one I'm going to show you now. But yeah, so let's just hold that one there for a while. Next case we have is almost the same as the other one. It is where you also have four edges the wrong way, but instead of them swapping like this, you swap them like that and like that. Okay, as you see, these two must swap around, and these two. That one is also a more advanced case if you want to learn it. Otherwise you could just use this one for the last two cases. So if you have one solved face, you put that at the back. Okay, so I'm putting the blue at the back because it is solved. Now I'm going to do this algorithm I'm going to show you. There are different variations. If this one doesn't work for you, I might post another video with different algorithms for that, or just go search some online. There are plenty, but this one I use, and it's a nice one, I guess. So there are actually a few. I'm just going to show you this one that I use. So there are different cases where there are two different cases actually. So I'm just going to show you this one. So first of all, when you get this, you put the solid face at the back. You do an M2, so that means the middle layer. So this is an M, the M slice middle. You do it twice. So how you do it is you hold it like this and use these two fingers and push. So I'm just gonna actually there and push. So that's how I do it with your left hand. If you're right hand cuber, there. So with the ring, your left hand ring finger, and then the middle finger. So it does go fast if you practice it. I sucked at the start, but I can do it. So M2, but first you look if this piece is going to the left or right. This one is going to the left, sorry, to the right. So you're doing M2, then you do a U, so you basically move this slot in here. So move the slot there. Then you do an M move, which is actually this way towards you, and then you do an U2, M prime, U, M2. Okay, so again, just show you. Okay, moves to the right, so you do an M2 U. Sorry, actually that is actually M2 prime. It could be M2 as well, but that just sucks. M2 U, M U2, M prime U, M2. The other case that we do get is when the piece moves to the right, which we then do M2 U prime, M prime, U2, M prime, U prime, M2. So those are basically exactly the same, just an U and a U prime difference. Then we get onto the cases which have 4 different pieces. Just note also that this doesn't have to, it's not always blue, it's orange sometimes. That is your or red, that's your salt color, or all those different colors. So let's get on to this case. So for this case you could use the same I just showed you. So for example, this piece goes over there, you don't have a solid face, so you just hold it how you want. So it goes that way, so I'm just doing M2 prime, U, M prime, U2, M prime, U, M2, and then you have a solid face, you put that at the back. And this one you do then M2 U, M prime, U2, M prime, U, M2. The same can be said for this one, except that you just have to randomly choose the side. So I'm just going to do it on this side. M2 U prime there, U2 there. Okay, so basically the same algorithm, but there isn't any way it moves. Then you get the solid face, put it on the back, and then you turn it this way, so it's going to go that way. Okay, so you could use that, or you could use these algorithms I'm going to show you now. So for the one which swaps across from each other, the algorithm goes M2, or I'm going to say M2, but it's actually an M2 prime, because this is an M prime. So M2, U, M2, U2, M2, U, M2, okay? Then the last one is like this, and you do M2 U, M prime, U2, M2, U2, M prime, and then a U2 to right on it. Okay guys, so that's my first 3x3 Rubik's Cube video. That is how you solve a 3x3. I do advise watching the video again or trying other videos that will help you and will give you another explanation and a point of view of how to solve this cube. If you want more or advanced methods, like I got hooked on this right away, and as you can see I have a lot more cubes. I've spent over $140 on it, which is quite a lot, and I've only started this year in May, so it is you are able to accomplish like a record of 15 in under a year, 15 seconds. So yeah, this is my first video. Give me a like, subscribe for more, and watch my Minecraft videos if you like Minecraft as well. It's a really fun game. And yeah guys, good luck with your Rubik's Cube career or whatever you're doing. If you just want to do it for fun, want to impress your friends. So anyway guys, thanks for watching this video and subscribe for more. Bye.